Hey booktubers, you've reached my channel, Book It with Wendy. Welcome back if you are one of my subscribers, and welcome if you're new here. Happy to have you. And before we go any further, if you like the content on this channel, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe below. I appreciate it each and every time, very much so. So today it's a lot of books. We have a little bit of a book haul from the library, a couple of books. The rest of the books I ordered from the independent bookstore for Independent Book Day, a bookstore day that I didn't get to go to. Remember I told you I ordered some online. And some Book of the Month picks, which are my favorite. You guys know that. That's my favorite time of the month. So without further ado, I'm going to show you my Book of the Month first. Okay, so this book that I picked, I have been wanting to read this book forever. And I don't know why I never picked it up. I always looked at it in the bookstores, and I was like, oh, I have to get this book. I never picked it up, but it is called Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. As you can see, I already started reading it already, and it is awesome. And I gotta tell you, after reading even a little bit of this, it kind of makes you think twice before going to a restaurant. He tells you like all the dirty little secrets, and what's really awesome is some great tips about what days to go, what to order on days that you go, how the restaurant orders, you know, what the protocol is for ordering food on certain days and when it's the freshest. So really great tips like that. Awesome pictures in the back. You can see them. And really it was very sad ending for him. Me and my husband, my son, loved his show on the Travel Channel. And just loved him. He was just like a super cool guy who just lived life. At least it looked like he did. Obviously, he had some demons, and you know, decided to end his own life. I know he left a daughter, which was very sad. So yeah, I just really am loving this book so far. And this book weighs in at it's like 305 pages. I'll finish it probably by tomorrow, but awesome book. I'll definitely give you a really good review of this book. The other book of the month I got it was, you know, I haven't been like super thrilled with book of the month selections lately. That was an add-on, but just like not the greatest selections. I almost was like, nah, I might not, you know, I might skip a month, and I have done that, but this book caught my eye because it's about books. So I decided to take a chance with this book, and this one's called The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. I love the cover, love the back of it, really pretty. It says, Lucy Hart knows better than anyone what it's like to grow up without parents who loved her. In a childhood marked by neglect and loneliness, Lucy found her solace in books. I love it. Namely the Clock Island series by Jack Masterson. Now a 26-year-old teacher's aide, Lucy is able to share her love of reading with bright young students, especially 7-year-old orphan Christopher Lamb. Lucy would give anything to adopt Christopher, but even the idea of becoming a family seems like an impossible dream without proper funds and stability. Just when Lucy's about to give up, Jack Masterson announces he's finally written a new book. Even better, he's holding a contest at his house on the real Clock Island, and Lucy's one of the 4 lucky contestants chosen to compete to win the one and only copy. So that sounds very interesting, and it's about books, so that's what caught my eye. So yeah, this one weighs in at like 280. It's not a big book, so I can finish this one pretty quickly. Anthony Bourdain's book, to go back to this again, I wanted to read you the blurb. It says, when the New Yorker published Chef Bourdain's shocking "Don't Eat Before Reading This," Bourdain spared no one's appetite in telling all about what happens behind the kitchen door. Bourdain uses the same take no prisoners attitude in his deliciously funny and shockingly delectable book, which is sure to delight gourmands and Philistines alike. From Bourdain's first oyster in the Gironde to his lowly position as a dishwasher in a honky-tonk fish restaurant to Provincetown, where he witnesses for the first time the real delights of being a chef, from the kitchen at the Rainbow Room atop Rockefeller Center to drug dealers in the East Village, from Tokyo to Paris and back to New York again. Bourdain's tales of the kitchen are as passionate as they are unpredictable. Kitchen Confidential will make your mouth water while your belly aches with laughter. You'll beg the chef for more, please. I love it. Yeah, he definitely tells you the dirty little secrets of the restaurant business in this book. So I love it so far. It's very hard to put down. This book, I threw this one in here. I got this from Barnes & Noble a couple of weeks ago. I just happened to be in there with my son. I was, just looking around, and I found this book, and it looked like a cozy book. It's called The Lamplighters, a novel by Emma Stoneax. Look at that cover. And this one weighs in at 325 pages, although it doesn't seem that. I've never read anything from her before. And it says here, it's New Year's Eve, 1972, when a boat pulls up to the Maiden Rock Lighthouse with relief of the keepers. But when the entrance door, locked from the inside, is battered down, the tower is empty, a table is laid for a meal and not eaten. The principal keeper's weather log describes a storm raging around the tower, but the skies have been clear and the clocks have all stopped at 8:45. 2 decades later, the keeper's wives are visited by a writer determined to find the truth about the men's disappearance. Can their secrets ever be recovered from the waves? So that sounds good to me. And this one is about 339 pages. It doesn't look that long, but I'm sure this will be a quick read as well, because it looks really interesting. And then the last 4 books, I told you there was a lot of books. These 2 I got from the independent bookstore. They were like 2 for 1 buy 1. The other is like half off, or they just had all kinds of deals online. This one I've seen around a long time. It looks kind of cute for a light read. And this is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I'm sure you guys have heard of this one. And it says, meet Eleanor Oliphant. She struggles with appropriate social skills and tends to say exactly what she's thinking. Nothing is missing in her carefully timetabled life, where weekends mostly consist of frozen pizza, vodka, and phone chats with mommy. But everything changes when Eleanor meets Raymond, the bumbling IT guy from her office, whose big heart will ultimately help Eleanor find the way to repair her own profoundly damaged one. Smart, warm, and uplifting, Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine is the story of an out-of-the-ordinary heroine whose deadpan weirdness and wit make for an irresistible journey as she realizes the only way to survive is to open your heart. It sounds kind of cute. So I got this one, and then I got this one with it. This one is been around for a long time. This is a nonfiction book called The Autobiography of a Yogi. And this one, it says it's named one of the 100 best spiritual books of the 20th century. It says Paramahansa Yoganada's, it's hard to pronounce, remarkable life story takes you on an unforgettable exploration of the world of saints and yogis, science and miracles, death and resurrection, with soul-satisfying wisdom and enduring wit. He illuminates the deepest secrets of life and the universe, opening our hearts and minds of the joy, beauty, and unlimited spiritual potentials that exist in the lives of every human being. And I told you guys I used to read nothing but nonfiction, but I have heard about this book for years. So I definitely would like to read this, and I'm going to. It's got 530 pages, but I'm sure it's a really great autobiography. So I picked up this one. And then these 2 are from the library book sale that my library has every week that I told you about. This one, Angela's Ashes, I'm sure you've heard about. It's by Frank McCourt. And this one has 362 pages. This book is a memoir, which you guys know I love. And although there's no blurb on this, it does say inside, quotes from different book reviewers. And it says, Frank McCourt is a writer whose unflinching eye for family tragedy is matched only by the capacious heart in forgiving it. Having waited a half-century to tell his tale, McCourt uses his ripened talent to reincarnate the desperate Ireland of his boyhood, a boyhood shaped by the hunger for both material and intellectual substance. Any reader with an immigrant in their past cannot help but find his own forebearers in Angela's ashes. So I take it's about his upbringing in Ireland, and it is a memoir. So it's the winner of the National Book Critics Award and a national #1 bestseller. It is a motion picture as well, which I've never seen, but I did always want to read the book, so I picked up that. And then the other book from the library is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. Love the cover. This one has about 402 pages. It doesn't look that big. This one, reclusive author Vida Winter, famous for her collection of 12 enchanting stories, has spent the past 6 decades penning a series of alternate lives for herself. Now old and ailing, she's ready to reveal the truth about her extraordinary existence and the violent and tragic past she has kept secret for so long. Calling on Margaret Leah, a young biographer troubled by her own painful history, Vida disenters the life she meant to bury for good. Margaret is mesmerized by the author's tale of Gothic strangers, featuring the beautiful and willful Isabel, the feral twins Adeline and Emmeline, a ghost, a governess, a topiary garden, and a devastating fire. Together, Margaret and Vida confront the ghosts that have haunted them while becoming finally transformed by the truth themselves. So this sounded pretty good. So yeah, a lot of books. I've been doing a lot of reading, which is awesome. I told you guys it's been, because of how this year started, I didn't know how it would, would go with my reading, because depending on if I could focus and what kind of mindset I was from day to day, it was kind of, 50-50, but I have been reading a lot more books. I've always, like I said, find great comfort in books, as many of you do as well, which is why we're here. But I really, really have been reading a lot, and that makes me very happy. So that's it for me. I'm filming this on Thursday. You guys will see this tomorrow because it's Happy Friday. We started our summer hours at work. I told you guys last year we do that. We take turns with a group of people from our department, and we get to leave early on like every other Friday. So that really makes me happy as well, especially on a Friday. And I don't know what the weather's supposed to be tomorrow in Long Island, New York. I think it might rain. I don't care. I told you guys I love when it rains because I love to read. It's a perfect reading day, so I don't care. And plus it's Friday. Who cares? So yeah, so that's tomorrow, and then I'll be back again on Monday. And I do plan on making a lot of changes to the channel this year. So I want to add another day in. I'm just trying to figure everything out, making some plans for the channel. I will add more self-care. It's coming up, and Apollo, because those are the two things you guys said that you wanted to see more of. So I will definitely be throwing Apollo on and showing you guys some more self-care things. So stay tuned for that. And that is it for me. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope you get to get some reading in, whatever that is. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe below, and that's it. I will see you guys next week, and that's it. I can't think of anything else. I thought there was something else I wanted to tell you guys, but I think that was it. Okay, signing off. Book It with Wendy. I'll see you guys back here again on Monday. Have a great weekend. See ya.